everybody. This is Chris McCabe of ecommerceChris and co-creator of the Seller Velocity Conference with Leah McHugh, also of ecommerceChris and Seller Velocity, of course, for the last handful of years. This is our fourth one this year. We're today talking with an attendee and a friend of ours, Emma, of Marketing by Emma. And Emma's looking forward to going to Bend and joining us there April 28th and 29th. And I just kind of wanted to start today by asking, what are you excited about? Why you're coming? What are we providing for you that compels you to go, other than our wonderful smiling faces and the kinds of speakers and the kinds of content you've come to expect from us? What would be your top couple of reasons that you want to join us this year?
Well, your wonderful smiling faces are definitely high on the list, but
yes, we're known in the industry for being friendly.
Yes. Yeah, especially me. But you've seen our lineup, the kinds of content that we've done in past years and what we're looking at doing this year, which is a little bit different every year. And we're privileged and honored to have you as our attendee, by the way.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the format of the event and combining that with the content and the really interesting, different people that you're bringing in. I feel like it's going to yield so many kinds of conversations that there really normally isn't space for at events, particularly larger events. I feel like you have the big presentations, which it's not really conducive to then being able to have the follow-up conversation that I think is what everybody sort of naturally craves. And then when you do have the opportunity to engage with people face-to-face, it's normally in a really kind of hectic environment, a lot of people vying for that person's attention. And so you can't really ever end up having those meaningful conversations. So it ends up being, hey, that was great. I'd love to talk to you later once this is all said and done.
Handing over a business card, which maybe results in an email that maybe gets answered. I mean, this is more of an opportunity, which some larger conferences, that's the best way to do it for that format. But for this one, and Leah was a big backer of cap it at 100. We want it to be intimate. We want these conversations. We want people to rub elbows with the right experts and be able to ask their questions after hearing a lightning talk or a quick, Q&A session.
Well, I think last year we were just so over digital conferences after multiple years in isolation that I think everybody was sick of being talked at. So we tried to come up with a format where it's more of a conversation.
Yeah. And that's what I think that's the beauty of live events. And that's why we started going to live events in the first place. And some of that's been a little bit lost along the way. And I feel like this event really, I'm truly excited to be an attendee at this event, because I know that the combination of the quality of content there, combined with the fact that it is more intimate, in my experience, there's definitely value in large events, and I like large events for different reasons, but being able to go to a smaller event like that kind of allows everybody to engage in a different kind of way and have realer conversations than what you're able to have when everybody's just kind of on and being pulled from one thing to the next. So, all of these incredible brains in one room, I feel like it's sort of a no-brainer. Who wouldn't want to be there?
Well, and we made it 2 days this year because in the past we were a little guilty of packing a little too much back to back throughout the day. I'm used to doing that sort of every day with my calendar. So maybe to me, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but people do need a little bit more breathing room. And we've built that in and come up with a 2-day format this year. So, we've learned from past events as well.
Yeah. So this year you can be with all of the brains in a heated tent as well as
right. There's different days on different locations, and it's also going to give people a chance to explore networking in different environments, different activities, instead of just shoveling a piece of pizza in your mouth while you're trying to talk to somebody. There's ways of getting outdoors and networking, and not just outdoors like standing outside by a park bench. We're putting.
I think that's how we first met, was around shoveling food into our mouths.
Yeah,
in Minnesota. In Minnesota. Yep.
But I love that you all are doing that VIP day with all of the networking, because doing something special with strangers is one of the best ways to kind of get over the discomfort of,
Absolutely.
okay, I'm just around a bunch of people and we already asked where they're from and what they're doing, and now I don't know how to make conversation. It really does take relationships to a different, really awesome place. And then that's where even more fruitful relationships and dialogues and projects and everything can come about.
And there's something memorable there. There's an experience you shared with the person, which isn't just sitting next to them in a talk, or the experience of handing somebody a business card. There's actually an event or an activity where you remember that person from that activity and maybe remember the conversation as well. And that's the foundation for a second conversation, right? So whether it's with another seller or a service provider or
an investor.
An investor. We've got an investor panel this year. We've definitely shaken things.
This year.
Yeah. I'm hoping, Emma, you and I have talked a lot about different conferences, different experiences, and I'm hoping you in particular, like some of the different panels that we brought in the investor panel, having people who are currently working on Amazon's emerging brands teams be there as resources, things like that aren't necessarily everywhere you turn when you're going to one of these events.
Expectations are high, and knowing you both, I'm sure they will be exceeded. So I'm super pumped.
Thank you.
Great. Super pumped
super pumped like Uber.
Like the Uber series that just came out.
Oh my gosh, is that what it is? Then
it's not going to be a crazy wild Silicon Valley party. So if it is, we will not be, that'll be somebody else's project afterwards.
So that was my misspeaking. No relation to Uber.
That's right. Sorry, Uber, if you're listening.
Yeah, I'm really excited to go to Bend as well because I've only been there just overnight. I was on a big road trip a few years ago, and people had said Bend is really awesome. And we spent too much time enjoying all of the scenery along the way. And so we pulled in at night and then had to be somewhere else the next day. And so we didn't really get a chance to fully appreciate it, but I hear it's a really cool town, and it's actually a very easy flight from Vegas. So
you're in Vegas, so you're definitely within range. I mean, we've talked to sellers in Colorado, Utah, Arizona, California, all the western states, not just the Northwest for this. So
hopefully you have time to spend an extra day there, because the VIP pass actually comes with a Mount Bachelor ski pass. So hopefully
that would be assuming that I am coordinated enough to,
well, it's not just
be allowed to get on skis.
Skiing is optional.
I've been to Bend 4 times. This is the great thing about Bend is the range and variety of activities. I mean, there's very nearby skiing, hiking, snowshoeing. Obviously, some people want to try the microbrews or drink Pinot Noir.
One of whom will be at the VIP.
Right. There's so much in Central Oregon, and there's Redmond, Oregon is right next door. And there's a good handful of great restaurants that I've been there. And there's hikes near Redmond as well. Leah and I just went hiking there, I guess, a week or 10 days ago. There's so much to do in that area. And the reason people go to Bend in the first place from someplace like Portland or Seattle or California was because of the range of activities there and the vibrancy of the place. So I hope you spend some daylight hours there as opposed to just, an overnight this time. So.
Oh yeah, no, I will definitely be soaking up what I've heard is a magnificent place. So thank you for hosting this event that I'm excited about in and of itself. I'd go even if it was in a really boring location, and thanks for also choosing a great location.
We'll never bring you to a boring place, Emma.
We try to make a conference that we want to go to in a place that we want to go to.
Yes, which is not to say that some of the conferences in these common cities for conferences are terrible places, but we want to do something different here. We want to offer people a chance to go to a little bit different of a location because we think that might bring out some creativity and some ideas that you wouldn't otherwise get if it's a city you've been to 5, 6, 7 different times.
There's something to be said for fresh air and nature as well.
Exactly.
So
100%.
Exactly. All right.
We do our meetings hiking for that very reason.
We've done some hiking meetings, which have been very fruitful and productive.
Which is really just hiking, and we inevitably talk about work.
Right.
But
talk
we call
about
them
business.
Well, I'm married to my business partner. So our evening walks that are meant for
Right.
decompressing and de-stressing.
Right. Those are lies.
Our work meeting.
Those are lies. You're just
Tax
talking
deduction,
about
though.
work. You know before you leave the house that you're just talking about work. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Well, we look forward to seeing you. We look forward to seeing everyone. Bend, Oregon, April 28th and 29th. And see you there. Thank you.